This season was boring. There was literally like no content. The only stuff that they ever added was just skins. And don't get me wrong, I like these skins. As you can see from the gameplay, I'm playing as Deathstroke, who is probably one of my favorite skins in the game right now. I freaking love Deathstroke. I wanted him to be in this game for so long. So yeah, I'm not super duper complaining about the skins. I'm also not complaining about the Batman crossover. But the reason why this season was so boring was because just like there was like barely any content, barely any map changes. I don't even think there was one map change this season at all. But like, I'm telling you, this battle pass was kind of eh. The only skins that I really liked were just Agent Jones, Lara Croft, but then again, the Lara Croft skin has been ruined for me because it's been so sweaty. Raven and Raz, of course, Raz. Like seriously, Raz is probably the best skin in the battle pass by a long shot. But seriously, the tier 100 of this season was really underwhelming to me. I understand some people might like it, and I'm not gonna judge you for that. This is just all my opinion. Because personally, I just didn't really like this season that much. I found this season to be kind of boring. Tirana is probably my least favorite skin in the battle pass. It is probably one of the worst ones. Neymar Jr., well, you know, like when we first heard that he was gonna be the secret skin, everybody hated it. And but after the skin came out, it was actually kind of decent. But then again, it's not necessarily a skin that I wanted. It's not a skin that anybody wanted, I'm pretty sure. But at the same time, like, this season could have been so much more. I really liked the beginning of this season where we had this like sort of like login event. Like it's literally an event that could not be missed once the season starts. So that's really cool. But at the same time, they only left that there for a limited time. You literally could not like redo it as many times as you want to. That's really stupid how they literally make you, you know, like redo it, but not until the end of the season. That's really disappointing. Because I actually really liked that event. Even though, you know, it wasn't live then or anything like that. It was still really cool. But at the same time, like, seriously, okay, first of all, I feel like I'm saying but at the same time. Now, I am not a person that really scripts this sort of stuff, so I might sound like a complete idiot doing this, but, you know, I just want to do this all in one take. But one thing that I do want to mention is the fact that this season is obviously not gonna get a live event, which is really disappointing. This season is basically the equivalent to Chapter 2 Season 3, except Chapter 2 Season 3 had some pretty decent stuff too. And surprisingly enough, Chapter 2 Season 3 and this season both had a DC crossover, and they both didn't have a live event. It's kind of funny to think about. Like, it's so weird because Fortnite has a really good story. Like, that's one of the only reasons why I'm still playing the freaking game. Because of the story. And, you know, this season had a really strong start. But at the same time, they just kind of throw that out of the window. They just really don't care by the end of the season. And yeah, when the season's about to end, you know, you just want it to be ending so badly that you just don't care about what happens next. But at the same time, you didn't even do what happened to the Foundation and stuff like that. Now, throughout like parts of the season, like from like weeks 1 to 5, kind of, or at least until they added Raz as a boss, we had like these sort of like storyline related quests in order to get the secondary style for Raz, which is probably his best style. I guarantee you everybody's gonna wear that one. But at the same time, like, you just didn't do anything after that. Like, we just get the style, nothing else. You know, like, we had a whole quest where we had to talk to every single Jonesy NPC on the island, and that was really cool. That was really fun to do. Like, one of the NPCs, that was Rex, was literally complaining about how he doesn't even know why he's in a dinosaur suit. Well, that's pretty funny. But at the same time, you know, we just needed more, like, storyline stuff this season. Because Fortnite has really been, you know, like, on its storyline now more than ever in Chapter 2. And I'm just gonna say right now, I know that I obviously love Chapter 2 Season 4 because it was superhero themed, and I obviously love superheroes. But at the same time, Chapter 2 Season 4 had an event, it had stakes, it had, like, a lot of hype and build-up because of, you know, Galactus coming to the island. And don't get me wrong, that's probably one of the best events in the entire game. It probably is the best event, at least in my opinion. I mean, you had, like, actual, you know, interactivity. You had a role to play in the event, which is personally why I think that it's the best one, instead of just, you know, watching it happen like in the other ones. But at the same time, like, seriously, you didn't even show what happens to the Foundation. Like, I remember in the opening cutscene, it went like, oh, I'll send you to this place called Jano, and you can meet your sisters or something. I don't remember. This season was so forgettable. But at the same time, you know, like, what happened to that? And then Foundation just kind of stuck in the Spire. I don't even know if they will. I mean, they probably will because it's a new season. But honestly, if they do not do any map changes next season, that just shows that Fortnite is really not caring as much as it did back in Season 4. Because Season 4, to me, like I said, is like the last season where they really cared about what was going on. Like, seriously. Now, I'm going to talk about the Batman Fortnite 0 Point crossover. I really liked it. I'm a person that likes Batman a lot. He is my #2 favorite superhero. And I love to read comic books. I probably know more than most people do about superheroes and Marvel and DC and stuff like that. So it was really cool to read these comics, you know, because, you know, I was able to point out, you know, a lot of stuff that happens. And another cool thing is that, you know, it provides a lot of insight to Fortnite's story. Like, that's the main reason why I wanted the comics. Not just for the codes, I just really wanted to know the story. It's awesome. And to be honest with you, I just really kind of hate how some people just hate the crossovers. And most people that I'm talking about are just sweats, the competitive people that hate anything, unless it's a freaking aura skin. Ooh, I'm so good at the game, you're literally dog water, kid. Like, I hate those type of people. But, seriously, I just get really, like, bummed out and angry every time I see, like, a Rebirth Harley Quinn. Because I actually was not able to get, issue 1 of Fortnite, Batman Fortnite 0 Point. I actually got issue 4 and 2, but I didn't get 3 or 1. But yeah, like, seriously, like, it just bums me out how, like, every time I see one in-game, I'm like, this fool probably didn't even read the comic. This fool probably doesn't even know who Beta Ray Bill is. This person probably doesn't even know who the Anti-Monitor is. Those are just some names from Marvel and DC that I'm pretty sure not a lot of people know who they are. But, you know, like, seriously, like, it makes me so upset. Like, even though I understand most people are gonna buy the comics only for the codes, at the same time, you should at least read it. Like, listen, I know not everybody likes to freaking read, but at the same time, you know, at least comics are entertaining. More than, like, normal books, I guess. I don't know. Well, why did this just become, like an angry rant about people not reading comic books? Okay, whatever, I'm a person. I'm a crazy person, it doesn't matter. But whatever, like, seriously, this season was just kind of mediocre. It was really just, like, the loot pool wasn't even that good. Like, the crafting was actually kind of cool. I'm gonna admit with you, I like the crafting because, like, each season, like to me, as each season goes on, Fortnite becomes more and more like an actual, like, game. You know, like, they do other stuff than just shooting people in buildings and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, like, it's really hard to just get a normal scar in game now, because then you just get a makeshift gun and then you gotta build the scar with, like, mechanical parts or whatever. But you have to get, like, at least a blue mechanical AR, because if you get a gray one, then you only get a green AR, and then you cannot upgrade that. That's really stupid. Seriously. The primal guns were super duper bad. They were mainly just, like, spray weapons. But the main reason why they were bad, and I'm pretty sure it was on purpose, is because, you know, that they were makeshift and stuff like that. So in a way, in an aspect, it kind of does make sense. But they literally had, like, no range. They literally, like, they were just close range weapons. None of them even worked. I appreciate the comeback of the pump shotgun because that was pretty fun, but at the same time, barely even saw people use it because, seriously, you could barely even craft them. So, seriously, this season was just kind of disappointing. I really wish that they did a lot more with it. Like I said, there was no map changes, there was barely any content. The Wild Week thing was just something that Fortnite thought, oh, it's something to get you occupied. Seriously, this game, while it's not as bad as Avengers, it's starting to sound like the Avengers game. Like how they just put in filler content and call that content. Seriously, this season's about like a 5 out of 10. Like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. I'm not gonna call it a 6 because it's season 6, but you know what? It's a 5. Wait, no, that's not Harley Quinn, I don't think.
No, he has the Harley Quinn axe. What are you doing? What are you doing, Jared? Where'd he go? Is he just down there? Yeah.
Oh wait, Beast Boy. I have just murdered a Teen Titan! I may not fight Batman, but I'm about to kill him. The Teen Titans, let's go!